Social media validation. Social media isn't just scrolling for fun. If you're addicted, you check likes, comments, and shares constantly. You refresh your feed multiple times a day just to see if anyone noticed your post. You feel a little happier when someone reacts, and a bit anxious if nothing happens. You might even plan your posts around the attention you'll get. It's subtle, but it shapes how you spend your time and energy. Googling addiction. This is when your brain stops trying to figure things out because searching becomes your automatic first move. You get a little problem or a question, and your instinct is to Google immediately. You don't think, you don't recall, you don't experiment. You just search. And the quick answers feel good, so your mind starts relying on them. Over time, you lose confidence in your own problem solving and memory. You start believing you can't trust yourself without instantly checking. It becomes a loop of constant reassurance, one search after another. Gaming and reward loops. Games are built to hook you. Achievements, daily quests, leaderboards, and loot boxes give small, consistent rewards that keep you coming back. You track progress obsessively, compete online, and prioritize leveling up or earning rewards over other responsibilities. When you can't play, you feel irritated or restless. Even casual games can trap your attention for long periods because your brain constantly anticipates the next reward. You might convince yourself you're just having fun, but the system is designed to keep you engaged as long as possible. Online shopping and microtransactions. Online shopping isn't just convenient, it's addictive. You see a flash sale or a limited offer and click buy before thinking. You check sales, track notifications, and look for deals constantly. Even small purchases in apps or games create repeated dopamine hits. You might feel restless until you buy something or experience a tiny high from the act itself. Buying becomes more about the reward than the need. Over time, your attention and money get pulled into repeated cycles that feel effortless but add up. Overplanning and life optimization. You spend more time planning than doing. Apps, routines, and systems feel productive, even when you rarely follow through. You schedule every minute, create lists, and track habits meticulously. The act of planning gives a sense of control and progress without discomfort. You avoid taking action because being organized feels like accomplishment. Your brain gets hooked on the illusion of efficiency, and real-world tasks constantly take a backseat. News and outrage consumption. The news isn't just information, it's designed to grab your attention. You keep checking new headlines even if they make you anxious or angry. You share stories, comment, and get into debates online. Even when it stresses you out, you keep checking for updates. Even if you know some stories are exaggerated, you feel tension build up with every article. Yet you can't stop yourself from going back. Your brain craves the emotional spikes, and you feed the loop without realizing it. Processed foods and sugar cravings. Your cravings aren't random, they're trained. You reach for snacks, sweets, fast food, and quick energy whenever you feel stressed, bored, or tired. You get a little boost each time, and your brain remembers it. Over time, you start craving the reward more than the food itself. You eat when you're not hungry, snack without thinking, and justify it because it's just one more. The spikes, the crashes, the repeat cycle. It becomes a pattern that's easy to hide but hard to break, and the more you feed it, the more control it has over your energy and mood. Inspirational content binging. You watch motivational videos, threads, and quotes constantly. They give a rush of clarity or energy, but it fades quickly. Instead of acting, you keep searching for the next hit of inspiration. You feel productive consuming advice, but little gets done. Your brain learns to chase motivation instead of action. You end up in a loop where learning feels rewarding, while the actual work keeps piling up. Fitness and health obsession. Even healthy habits can cross the line. You check your steps, calories, workouts, and progress multiple times a day. You worry when a number is off. You push yourself even when your body needs rest because missing a goal feels like failure. You start tying your mood to your stats instead of your well-being. It looks disciplined on the outside, but inside it becomes an addiction to measurable success. You stop enjoying the process and start chasing the metrics. Identity shifting and reinventing yourself. You keep switching personas, hobbies, or lifestyles. One week it's fitness, the next entrepreneurship, then minimalism. Starting fresh feels exciting, while consistency feels boring. You chase the novelty and thrill of transformation instead of committing long-term. You jump between ideas, projects, and roles so often that real progress never sticks. Your brain gets used to the stimulation of reinvention, making routine and patience feel uncomfortable. Infinite scrolling and notifications. You can't stop scrolling. Feeds never end, and new notifications keep pulling you back. You open the app intending to spend a few minutes, and suddenly an hour is gone. Every little ping makes you check again, even when you know you shouldn't. You feel restless if you're away from your phone, and you might mindlessly scroll while doing other things. Emotional comfort scrolling. This isn't the usual social media loop. This is when you use any random information as emotional comfort. When you're stressed or avoiding something, you start diving into pages and articles you never planned to read. You jump from, "How tall is this actor?" to, "What happened in the 14th century Europe?" to, "Why do cats act weird at night?" You keep tapping through tabs because it distracts you from whatever you don't want to deal with. You convince yourself you're learning, but deep down, you know you're just escaping. You use information like a blanket, soft enough to cover the real problem, but never warm enough to fix it. And the moment you stop, all the feelings you avoided come rushing back. Binge watching and streaming. Streaming platforms make it easy to watch episode after episode. You sit down to watch one episode, and suddenly it's late at night. Autoplay and recommendations guide you from one show to the next. You ignore sleep, chores, or other responsibilities to keep watching. You know you should stop, but the next episode feels too good to skip. Hours slip by, and you don't even notice. You get caught in the rhythm of continuous entertainment, and your attention becomes completely absorbed. Multitasking. You feel restless unless you're doing something, or at least pretending to. You stack tasks, switch between tabs, and jump from one small responsibility to another just to feel busy. You chase the high of checking things off, even when those tasks barely matter. When you try to slow down, you feel guilty. When you try to focus on one thing, you feel impatient. It's a loop where being occupied becomes more rewarding than actual progress. Your brain starts valuing activity over quality, motion over direction, and even though it feels productive on the surface, it slowly eats your focus, your patience, and your ability to do things deeply. Productivity paralysis. You freeze instead of acting because you want the perfect plan or outcome. You bounce between tasks, ideas, and responsibilities without committing. Overanalyzing decisions keeps you busy mentally, while nothing gets done. Your brain prefers avoiding mistakes over taking action, so indecision becomes comfortable. You feel restless but justify it as preparation or analysis. The paralysis itself becomes habitual, feeding the illusion of productivity without real progress. Drama and emotional intensity. You're drawn to tension and emotional spikes. Arguments, chaos, or complicated situations pull your attention in ways calm moments don't. Even minor conflicts or misunderstandings feel engaging. You might overthink small events or exaggerate situations subconsciously. Your brain starts associating intensity with stimulation and excitement. Over time, you create or seek drama because the emotional highs feel addictive compared to quiet, peaceful interactions. Achievement addiction. You're always chasing wins, not because you enjoy them, but because stopping feels uncomfortable. You push yourself to improve, fix, or accomplish constantly. Downtime makes you restless, and doing nothing triggers guilt. You check progress, track milestones, and compare achievements obsessively. Your self-worth becomes tied to results, so even small breaks feel wrong. Over time, the thrill of achievement is what keeps you moving, and stopping feels like losing control. Sleep disruption. You stay awake longer than you should, even when you're tired. You get a second wind at night, convincing yourself you'll sleep in a bit. You keep your mind stimulated with lights, noise, or content that makes it harder to rest. Your body wants sleep, but your habits keep you awake. The next morning, you feel drained, but you repeat the pattern anyway. This addiction creates a cycle where late-night stimulation feels normal and rest feels optional. You stop realizing how tired you truly are, and your whole day shifts around your nighttime habits. Since you watched till the end, make sure you're subscribed for more.